Welcome to Drip Music X. I'm Frame, and we've got our co-host Real Stash Stace and Fresh Bueller with us as always. And tonight we got three guests at once because it's not just a one-person show. Now we have Megaton Communion. I think I said that right. Megaton or Megaton? Megaton?
Megaton.
Yep, Megaton.
Yeah,
All right, make sure I
Megaton.
got it right. All right, joining us here, full on metal band that's been killing it all over the place. Has some things with socials we're going to talk about. How are y'all doing tonight?
Good. Thank you for having us on.
Good.
Fantastic. Thank you.
Yep, thank you.
Awesome. So give us the rundown. We got Joe, we got Derek, we got Ken. Derek put guitar up beside his name. So,
Yeah.
so he made it real clear for people who may have not seen you yet. Who's who? Joe, what do you do in the band? And Ken, what do you do in the band?
I play bass and vocals.
And I'm the drummer. I'm the backbeat.
All right, and you're relatively new to the band, huh? From what we were hearing early in the show, or not early in the show, but before the show, the pre-show that y'all never see out there.
Yeah. I joined them in March, I think, early March.
That's awesome. So y'all do tours. You got albums. You got all kinds of stuff going on. What is it that you got going on right this moment? What are you promoting at the second?
Right now, we have a couple shows here in the Cleveland local area. We have a show on the 15th with Ricky Liontones and our good friends in Dead East Garden, and that's at the Brothers Lounge in Cleveland. And then on the 29th, we'll be at the 5 o'clock with our good friends Black Moon Cult, who we actually toured with, and we'll be playing with Coyote Man from Chicago.
Oh
Cool.
man, Coyote Man from Chicago. That sounds like a crazy fellow there. Is that a whole band? Is that a whole band or just one?
It's a whole band. They're an instrumental band, and man, they are really good at what they do.
I'll say I know Coyote Joe down here in Tennessee, but I don't think he's in the band. He's probably into some other stuff.
Sounds like somebody you want to drink with, though.
Yeah.
Maybe not. So what's the whole thing behind the name Megaton Communion? What is this meaning?
Derek, you want me to field it?
Go ahead. Take it.
Okay. So, growing up, I was a big fan of the Planet of the Apes series, the original movies. And in the movie Beneath the Planet of the Apes, there was a cult that worshipped the nuclear bomb underground. And I always thought that was kind of unique, stood out a little bit, kind of bizarre. So fast forward, here we are, creating a band and kind of like the concept of worshiping the heavy, like worshiping, the Big Bang, So I just figured Megaton Communion, we're just, gathering around the heavy. It's interesting, though, because, that movie came out, I believe, in 1971. And we'll do shows and people come over and ask, who's the Fallout band, in the band, and like, who plays Fallout? And I'm like, I don't know what you're talking about. Well, I guess that story carried over into the Fallout game, and there's a town called Megatown, and they worship the bomb. But Planet of the Apes did it first. I'm just saying.
Get this straight.
That's right. We're going to get it straight right now.
Does Planet of the Apes play a big role in some of the music as well? Do you have like a Planet of the Apes anthem that you tried out? Or?
No, it was just kind of the inspiration for just like worship the heavy, and then pretty much like all our music influence. Because I don't know if you're aware of this or not, but Derek's my oldest son.
Oh, yeah, I know that.
So our music touches on common ground that we both had, with me growing up and music that carried over and he grew up listening to. So we have like a common ground in our writing, but also him and I like a lot of different music too. He likes music that I don't really get into, and I like music that he doesn't get into. And all that comes together on our common ground and creates the basis for our songwriting. And then, add an amazing drummer to it, and his, input, and bang, there it is. There's the big bang.
So it's just the three of you at the moment in the band?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
Is there ever a tambourine player in heavy metal?
Not yet.
Not yet.
Well, I'm
Fresh?
trying to bring in the
Oh, you're
cowbell,
trying
though.
Yeah, today. Bringing in the cowbell.
Mm-hmm.
I was about to say, Fresh, your dreams of being in a heavy metal band and playing the tambourine is finally gonna come true.
We're bringing ska to heavy metal. I'm gonna start playing the accordion. And
I'm
Right,
partial
okay.
to the triangle myself. So,
See a trombone if you're gonna
very
be
underrated instrument.
I'm all into crossovers. I'm cool with whatever. So jump on stage if you're in, got a tambourine handy.
You're always
Or some
welcome.
maracas, whatever.
Yeah. Kazoo,
Oh yeah.
completely underrated instrument.
Yeah.
Yeah, man, that'd be amazing. Just one long 24-bar guitar drum breakdown in the middle of a heavy metal concert, and then it goes quiet, and then just and then it goes quiet.
You're giving me ideas.
you gotta do it with the kazoo before the kazoo. You gotta grab the comb, and then you gotta put paper on it, and you gotta blow it.
Why do you have a gold comb? We'll talk about
You
your
ready
gold
for
comb
the
later.
kazoo breakdown?
Because,
Why do I have a gold comb?
yeah, we'll talk about your gold comb
Listen,
later.
I'm no
No.
Joe Marshall, but I'm growing a beard. You know what I mean?
Listen,
You're
we'll talk
close.
about beards.
It's almost
in this
there.
episode.
Hops and red meat. That's the secret.
What is it?
Hops and red meat.
Hops and red meat. Oh, okay.
It's like the Aldi version of the Liver
I don't know.
King.
I do all that and I don't have anything. I don't know.
We gotta stop shaving.
Oh, that's what it is. Yeah.
So
My wife won't sleep with me if I do that, so I gotta
no.
shave.
Yeah, and Joe's won't sleep with him if he does shave it. So.
True story.
Right? You gotta do what the women like.
That's right.
So Derek, how long do you think it'll be before you get to Joe's beard?
I tried to grow it out, and it ends up just looking like armpit hair growing off my face. And I'm like, yeah, it's gotta go.
You get your beard from your mom?
Yeah, I do. It took me 28 years before I could at least grow something.
Yeah.
But it's not thick enough.
Just keep on.
I didn't get
shaving,
that gene.
Keep
How long
drinking the
did-
hops and the red meat.
I'm
Yeah,
trying. It's not working.
Just take all the steaks and all the Budweiser and put it in one blender. just straight shake that out. Joe, how long does it
straight
take
in the
you?
vein.
No, not in the vein, please. No, Joe, how long does it take you to grow that beard?
True story. 3 years.
What?
Yeah, it took me 3 years, and I really had high hopes that I was really gonna take it to my knees, like all the way down. After 3 years, it stopped. It's all genetic. So I was like, man, this is awesome. Like I'm gonna have this thing like all the way down below to my knees, and this will be great. And then it just sputtered out. That's it. This is as good as it gets.
That's gotta be a terrible feeling. Like it's so long, and then you was like, yeah, it's gonna get there, and it just never
Stop.
dead stop. That's wild.
I
Man.
talked to it in the mirror and tell it, you better grow. It ain't listening to me, man. It ain't having it.
Hey, they talking to the plants helps. Singing, they say, helps even more. So maybe sing to the beard. Have you tried any beard serenades?
Yeah, there you go.
All right.
What is,
so
what
go
is
ahead.
the music scene in Cleveland like right now for
good
metal?
question.
Derek, one of you guys feel that? I've been talking a bit. I don't want to hog the
Okay.
time.
Yeah,
so-
it's just, go ahead, Derek.
So it's a smaller community at this point, but it's pretty tight knit, and it's actually it's not competitive. At least the scene we're in, because we're not necessarily metal. I'd say we're more hard rock, and what we play is the other bands we play with are mostly more hard rock kind of stuff. Maybe sometimes on the metal edge, but it's very friendly. People, once you get known in the scene, you make those connections. Bands are hitting you up constantly, like, hey, can you play? We got this show this time, and we're constantly getting people wanting to play with us, and it's just a really cool, tight knit community. It kind of stinks. We wish it was a bigger community with a lot more people involved, but there are, I think, positives to having a smaller, tight knit kind of thing.
Mm-hmm. And when you've toured outside of Cleveland, how has the reception been?
Great.
Fantastic.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's been really good. Really good.
And
It's just-
where outside of Cleveland area have you been playing?
Yeah.
So the last tour that we did, we started in Detroit, and we went Detroit, Grand Rapids, Chicago, Philadelphia, Stamford, Frederick, Maryland. We just went north of Baltimore, Raleigh. Is there another one? Did I miss one in there?
No, I think that, and then we did like one-offs, like on a weekend, right? We'll go to Virginia, went to Michigan. Yeah, we went to Michigan, did like a private show, which was really fun. Cool thing. It was on a lake. I don't know what part of Michigan that was.
That was Brooklyn,
Like
Michigan.
Yeah, it was like a little tiny lake, and
You went to
I'm
Michigan?
sorry.
Hold on, you went
You-
to Michigan to a tiny lake? There's Great Lakes up there, and you chose a tiny one?
Yeah, it was really cool.
it was a lot of fun.
That's cool.
I forget what's the gentleman's name that ran that. He did
Rich.
an awesome
Rich.
job.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was a lot of fun, and yeah. So we've gone. Our whole thing is trying to break out and play as many places as we can. Eventually, the main goal is to hit the West Coast, and then eventually hit like Europe. So that would be like the crown jewel, if you will.
Did you hear that, Fresh? They're skipping Canada. They could
Well,
go
we
up
got
to
a lot of
No.
interest in Canada,
Yeah.
actually. Funny that you
Yeah.
mentioned that.
Good.
We just
That
been
just
talking
came up
about
this
that.
week.
Yeah,
Yep.
Our label wants us to do a Canadian tour.
There you go.
yeah. And all the
Well, I was
cities
gonna
are
say, 'cause I
clustered
know-
around, the Great
Yeah.
Lakes, so
And
that's kind of nice.
Over here, there's like a pretty decent rock scene too. So
He's in
it doesn't
Toronto.
surprise me.
Oh, well, we're
Okay.
really looking forward to it. I'll tell you that.
I gotta
So you're
get
in
my
Toronto?
passport.
Yeah.
We were actually, we've been looking at clubs because we're starting to kind of get like some of the planning together, and we were looking at Horseshoe.
The Horseshoe Tavern.
Yeah.
Yeah. Me and my fiance just drove by it the other day, and I was asking her if she's ever been there. I haven't been to a show at the Horseshoe in decades, but it's a decent.
So it
venue.
looks like a venue that would be something we would do.
It's a really cool venue, and like I've seen a couple rock shows there.
Do y'all have a favorite place you've been to yet? Out of all the places you've toured?
Yeah. Liars Club in Chicago was fantastic.
Yes.
And then
Yeah. That was awesome.
Chapel of Bones in Raleigh was really cool.
Mm-hmm.
Kim, was that the two you were going to say? Did you agree on those?
Exactly
Okay.
the two I was going to say. Yeah.
Didn't know if you
Yeah,
had-
so those
Chicago.
were a lot of
Chicago was awesome, and yeah, definitely the Chapel of Bones it's a bigger club. They have a natural draw. We played with some great bands there too. It was just it was an awesome experience, definitely.
That's cool. And I didn't hear if you said you ever been to Milwaukee before. Well, that's
We have not. Nope.
No.
They got
Not
a
yet.
pretty decent rock scene over there. There's a lot of good food there. If you get up there, definitely try that food and then try Canada's food and let us know which one's better. It's probably Milwaukee, but
Oh, I'm a foodie. I'm all about it. I'll tell you.
Yeah, we certainly are. Joe has his own. What do you got, Joe? Your Facebook, one of your Facebook groups is a food.
Free food,
Brews,
food
brews.
Facebook page.
what was that? Say it again.
Brews, booze, and food. It's
Yeah.
a private Facebook page that I started because a lot of touring musicians and people in the scene and artists were always like on the road, and then they would share recipes and things that they had, when they were on the road and duplicated it. And then I'm like, I didn't even think about this. It was during COVID, and I started the page and started inviting brewers that I was friends with, distillers and other chefs, and kept the page private so there'd be no trouble. You know, I don't want to have to babysit a page. So everybody's kind of just grown into this community, and it's really been a great thing. And I really never thought about how it evolved during COVID. And we were at a show, and somebody came over to me and said, you know, I really enjoy your page. It gave me something to do during COVID because, you know, to see like everybody else cooking, and inspired me to cook, and I wanted to like follow what everybody was doing. And I was like, that's really cool. I never even put that in consideration. It was just, I just started on a whim and never thought about the circumstances of how it started, you know?
So you are cooking with hops and red meat. Then are you doing like different beer infused dishes, and even you can do even liquor ones?
Oh yeah. We've had a couple of events too. We put together like get-togethers here in Northeast Ohio, where we're from, and usually it's around the holidays. A brewery or a distillery will let us get together, and everybody can bring the food of their choice that they made, and everybody shares it. And then we do like donations to go to the local food banks and everything before the holidays. So we kind of give back to the community and you know, make it mean something.
And that's how I met Joe. Was friends of mine that were on the page invited me on because I was posting the stuff I was cooking on Facebook regular, and people just complained, you know, don't want to see my food. So
It's better than your poop.
it gave me a perfect outlet to put it.
Here, go post it here, and then I'm not
appreciated.
going to follow it, and then I don't have to see it.
That's true too. But I enjoy seeing what everybody's posting. It's a great group. It makes you want to try to up your game for sure.
That's cool. So you gotta be doing like beer brats or.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
A lot of smoking meat. Yeah.
Oh
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Very nice. Very nice.
I wish, bro. I live in an apartment.
Oh.
Well, you can't smoke meat in Canada because it's all got maple syrup on it, and you can't smoke the maple syrup. It's too wet. So
He really wants to fight about the food today.
no. We're not going to fight about the food today. You know whose food's better. Anyway.
I do.
You want to play a track off the album or a video? What do you want? What do you want to play? Something?
Sure. I mean, whatever.
What do you think, Joe? What do you want to play?
You guys want to play Disbelief? Do the video for it?
Yeah.
Disbelief is the track.
Yeah, Disbelief is the track. It was one of two singles that we released before the album came out. It was the shorter of the two songs. We did Disbelief and Seven Sacred Pools. So, you know, Disbelief is definitely more of the radio friendly time frame, being like around 4 minutes versus Seven Sacred Pools being closer to 7.
Yeah, because when I listened to the album, Disbelief and Kentucky Buddha were my two favorites off of that album.
Kentucky Buddha? I got to hear this.
There's a story behind it. There's a story behind it.
I bet. Yeah. I want to know the story too. Kentucky Buddha is incredible. That's a great name.
Christian DeMarco is back from the dead, and he's beefing hard already. You want to come at me about my food, eh? All right, let's play Disbelief by Megaton Communion before I beef with DeMarco.
Oh, look at this dog. That's cool.
Hell yeah, that's a great one.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Yeah, that was dope.
Very nice.
I'll tell you, I don't know what I liked more, the song or the video. Like
The video was really cool.
the video was crazy, and I felt like I don't know what video it is that it reminds me of, but it brought me back to like a old school video. And that also there was a point in there where I felt like I was watching Doom or Duke Nukem, but real life.
Very cool.
Yeah.
Liam Brocious is the one that did that video for us. We gave him the concept and said, like, the song is about media manipulation. So we're like, use some, some stuff that's out there that you're allowed to use and can construct this, put this video together, and you know what the song's about, and put your own spin on it. And that's what he came up with. He did an amazing job.
Yeah, he's in a band, Asava. They're I think they're out of Canton, but kind of Akron, Cleveland area. Another really good band as well. So
Cool.
yeah.
Shout out to them.
Shout out to them, yeah, for sure.
Speaking of media manipulation, y'all were mentioning there was some issues with your social medias there not too long ago or something like that. I too have had some issues with social medias. So what
Yeah,
happened?
that was really problematic and unfortunate. We're still kind of recovering from that. So we had experienced some restrictions with Facebook that were going on for about 6 months, where we could share content, but we couldn't post. And they kept saying that the page was fine, but then when we posted, it said it was restricted. So we would put in an appeal, and we were trying to get them to let us post again, and it wasn't happening. And then ultimately they said, case closed, we're not dealing with this anymore, this is over. So we talked with a couple of digital marketing experts, and they're like, we've experienced this before with other clients, and I think what you're going to have to do is delete the socials and then start a new page. Well, Derek did that. He deleted it and wanted to start the new pages. And as soon as he typed in the name Megaton Communion, Meta said, this name is permanently banned from the Meta platform because it implies violence.
Wow.
So I'm like, all the death bands that are out there and grindcore bands and all the other crap that's on there, like Megaton Communion is banned. So we ended up I came up with the name MTC Music because we're in a group chat with our label, and they call the group chat the MTC chat. So I'm like MTC Music, and we rebooted, the Facebook, and because of that, we just dropped the Instagram and the TikTok, but then moved forward to a website. So we're trying to push more grassroots where we own our stuff and we're not going to be restricted. I mean, I've been in the music community, my whole entire life, and, going to thrash shows when I was a teenager, and seeing Megadeth and, Metallica and all that before they were even national, big national bands. You go to venues and they were packed, and it was all word of mouth. It was tape trading. It was all this grassroots stuff that, made this music, live. And I think we can make that happen again. And I think if people start to push more on a grassroots level, we won't need meta platforms or, social media to push music that people want to hear. If that makes sense.
I agree with you. I think I don't know how much y'all know about Web3 and crypto, but there's a lot of things with NFTs and stuff where it's made it better for artists where they don't have to deal with labels and things like that, and you kind of can take the grassroots approach in a digital way. But yeah, I mean, still the problem is you still got to use social media. So that's
right, and we're trying to make we're trying to build a presence more off of social media and just kind of work both right now and see what we can do in each avenue, and hopefully the grassroots will end up taking off and become more prevalent.
Yeah, I think historically it always has proven to be the right way to go. Is when you go grassroots, you're building a strong foundation for whatever comes on top. So
yeah,
I think y'all get there.
It's really just being able to survive through the down, right?
The growing.
Yeah, the growing pains and the not really getting paid too much, not like still having to do other things or whatever. That I think is the hardest part.
Yeah.
I think once you're through that, be off.
As long as you have that fire in your gut that keeps you driving, none of that stuff matters. You just keep doing what you love to do, and everything will take care of itself.
Yeah. And how long have y'all all done music for separately? Like, did you start as kids?
Go ahead, Ken.
Yeah, I dragged pots and pans out as a 3 and 4 year old, and so my parents bought me a Beatles drum set for Christmas when I was 6, and it had paper heads, and I destroyed it in a day. So then they bought me a little Ludwig starter kit, and it's been it ever since. I took a little bit of lessons at 8, but it just comes naturally to me, I guess you could say. And so I would actually play my lesson a half hour before my lesson, and my mother didn't think I liked it or I was taking it seriously enough. It just came easy to me. So, and then when I was later as a teen, early teens, 14, 15, I started to pay for my own just so I could learn how to read music. I wanted to learn how to read drum music and play a variety of things, not just metal or rock, because I have a huge influence. I have 3 really older sisters, and they were into just about everything. My oldest was a Beach Boys fan and an Osmond fan, and then my middle sister was Deep Purple and Black Sabbath, and my youngest sister was The Who and Foreigner. And my parents went through phases. They loved Elvis, and then they went through the country western of the 70s. So pretty much everything. And then being a 70s kid, I mean, it was hard for me, and I hate to say it, not to be influenced by the disco. So I have a lot of funk in my playing style.
And amazing moves too.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, I can dance like a mother.
The ladies melt.
Wow.
Do they?
Yeah, you can tell by the way. You can tell by the way he uses his walk. Just saying.
You did mention Black Sabbath, so R.I.P. Ozzy, because that was recently.
Yeah.
Yeah, that really hurt. I mean, I I got to be honest. I mean, lots of people come and go, but man, he was such a solid influence in my life across the board. Everything he ever did, he was just a great human being, and it was hard to see him go.
Yeah, that was a rough one. Derek, how about you? You the son of the most hard rock metal guy I think I could ever imagine. Like, if
he's a huge Billie Eilish fan. By the way.
I do actually quite enjoy Billie Eilish. I'm not gonna
what about Sabrina Carpenter? What do you think about her?
I have no.
Who's that?
Know.
Who's that?
So I started. So Dad always had an acoustic guitar for years, just sitting around, and I would pick it up and be like, I'm gonna learn to play it, and then I would lose interest because I couldn't do anything, that whole thing. And then eventually, it was in like late middle school, early high school. I actually started taking it serious. I started learning stuff, and really, I've never taken any lessons. So the only lesson I really had was my dad showing me, here's a power chord, move it up and down the neck, and you can play any punk song that you ever wanted to, play. And, in middle school, you're into Green Day, you're into Nirvana, more like simple kind of stuff. So I would dabble around, and I'm like, oh shit, this is this song, and this is this song, right? Just by ear. And then I had a buddy who knew how to play guitar, and he showed me how to read tabs. And then I got addicted to that. I'm like, oh, I want to learn tabs. And that's kind of how I learned all my basic chords, was just like learning songs and, the tabs. Oh, this is a G chord. This is a D. This is a C, right? And it was, so I basically learned that way. And then my best friend, who was our original drummer, we were friends since high school. He was a drummer. We would just jam. And that was, so it's kind of weird because people will be like, oh, you play guitar. Can you play this song? Can you play that song? I'm like, I'm sure if I sat down and learned it, but I never learned songs. I didn't. We just came up with our own stuff, right? I'm not I don't run scales. I don't know. I know the pentatonic scales about it. I'm very rudimentary, but I like melodies, right? So that's what I try to build, is just I don't think in scales. I think of sounds. I want it to sound this way, or, I have an idea of what it should sound like. That's what I want it to sound like. So I've never been technical. I'm not a shredder. I'm not a metal guitarist. I'm actually just a rhythm guitarist that can play lead sometimes. And that's the way, that's how I learned, was just through tabs and, my dad's basic lessons.
Lots of practice.
Playing with people. Yeah, and playing with people. I think that's one of the biggest things. People discount just, if you want to learn an instrument, go out and play with other people. You'll get so much better quicker than sitting at home trying to learn a song, right?
Yeah, that's true.
When you're playing with people, you got to come up with it on the fly, and you don't know what the hell you're doing because nobody else knows what they're doing. But you start to make stuff that sounds good, and then you learn, oh, that's what we're doing. That's what sounds good, right? So I don't know. But that's kind of how I learned. That was my journey, and I still don't really know many songs, so I know our songs. That's about it.
Well, I would say too, real quick, a shout out to Canada there. When I heard Tom Sawyer when I was 10 years old from Rush, that was it. I mean, that's where I was heading as a drummer. And I was a huge Buddy Rich fan too, but Rush put me into that harder rocking group. And then as I went forward from there through the 80s, I love the music. I just gravitate towards that kind of music. So
Ken, I was starting to like you till you said shout out to Canada. Now I'm upset with you. So before we move on to you, Joe, I got one question for Derek I'm really curious about. It wasn't the situation Joe was sitting there and hey, you better play it right, smacking your fingers with a ruler like some of the old
Actually, what's kind of funny is it's actually usually the opposite. So I'm the one that's very particular, and when we're writing songs, I'm like, Dad, no, I'm playing it this way. You need to play it the way I'm playing it. He
And he
me
also
Paul McCartney.
notices when Joe's flat or out of tune immediately.
Oh yeah. Out of tune drives me nuts. I'm like, Dad, you need to tune. You're
He's a
flat.
school teacher for a living, you know, so he's like always trying to, you know, bring that to the band practice room. And I'm like, go sit on an egg, man.
Playing metal, man. Shut up.
Let's just play.
Yeah,
this
but if he's
song.
drinking beer and he gets a little bit sloppy, I don't say anything. I just kind of look over at him.
Oh, there it is.
Oh, no.
Yeah, but I screw up and it becomes like this big thing.
Yeah.
With great beard
got-
comes great
I-
responsibility, bro.
I have to assert my dominance somehow.
And it won't be with a beard.
Exactly. I'm at a disadvantage.
Yeah. Joe, has your beard
But I
ever-
noticed you're growing your beard from up top.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah. That's the way I get around that.
Joe, have you ever got your beard caught in the guitar at all? Has that ever been a danger? Oh,
I have not. All these years I've gotten very beer conscious. So like working construction too, like haven't caught it in a drill or a sawzall or anything, you know, it's like big beard is big responsibility, you know, just saying.
Sometimes it hits his bass strings and it kills the sustain. So that's one of our signature sounds is the beard. The beard.
Yeah,
hairs
see, here we go.
bubbling the bass.
Now it begins.
man.
That's what makes it sound special.
Yeah.
All right. So Joe, how did you start? I know you said you only had the beard for 3 years, but I believe you were born with that beard, and that's how you just the beard picked up the guitar and started playing it first. That's what happened.
You know, it's funny that you say that because my youngest son who works for me, I'm an electrical contractor in my everyday boring life, and my youngest son works for me, and he goes, "You've had that beard for so long that even my memories of you from when I was a child, you have the beard. Like it's always been there now." He goes, "I can't imagine what you would look like without it." And I'm like, "Well, that's weird to think about, you know, because I had it. I didn't have a beard for most of my life, you know." So
It is true. Me and Sarah found some pictures. They were looking through my stuff, right? And they're old pictures of you, and it's bizarre seeing you clean shaven. Like in my head, it makes no sense. Even though the majority of my life you were like that. It is kind of weird.
It's like
yeah, this works out so much better. I'm a goofy looking bastard, man. The beard helps so much.
This is the Beardstein versus the Beardstein effect, I think.
That's right.
So yeah, Joe, how did you start out, man? What got you into music? What made you pick up the first guitar?
So this will kind of carry over to the Kentucky Buddha story.
Oh,
So my parents growing up, they all listen to really cool music. Like I grew up, like my parents weren't into like Elvis or any of that. Not that there's nothing wrong with that, but they were into Zeppelin, Sabbath, John Mayall, Crosby, Stills and Nash, and I mean just Lynyrd Skynyrd. So that was what I listened to growing up. And my dad had the first Sabbath album the day it came out. So I grew up listening to that album and I loved it. So I was a huge Sabbath fan from the time I could walk. And my parents always talked about, man, we put that record on and you jump around and act like you're playing guitar. And, so it was in me at an early age. Well, my mom's brother, Bud, super cool guy. He expanded a little bit more musically than my parents did. He was really into like Zappa, Jethro Tull, and like all this other stuff. And him and I were always close growing up. And he was always just like, he had this great personality. Even as a kid, he lived like 6 or 7 blocks from us. I'd ride a bike over to his house and he'd be working on his 67 Chevelle because he raced. He was a drag racer and he raced to like Dragway 42 in Norwalk and stuff. He'd be working on the car and he's like, "Hey, I got this new vinyl. You want to hear it?" And I'm like, "Yeah." So I'm like 7, and he would talk to me like he would talk to his peers. He's like, "You got to listen to it with the headphones on. Listen to the mix. Listen to how the music like pans back and forth and everything." So him and I always had this like musical interest. We always talked music at family function. And when my kids got older, they loved him. They're like, he is the most even keeled, like nicest guy. And, you know, always had words of wisdom. He was never like, you know, he would never just blurt things out without thinking about the repercussions of what he said. So one day my daughter's like, because my family's bloodline originally is from Kentucky. So, you know, he lived in Kentucky quite a bit when he was younger. My daughter called him one day. She's like, well, he's Kentucky Buddha. And I'm like, wow, that's pretty cool, you know, that she called him Kentucky Buddha, because he was a bigger guy too. He passed a few years ago, and Derek wrote the main riff for that song, and I always wanted to, you know, I wanted to do a tribute song to him, so we wrote Kentucky Buddha. So that's the lyrics are about him, you know, and it's personal.
So Kentucky Buddha was a real person. That's incredible.
You want to play that song?
You bet. Sure.
Got it all lined up. Perfect. Of course you do.
Seasons come and seasons will go, but in the end, I know you'll always be with me. Your spirit's strong with so much fight. I know it flies like an eagle. You went away, I miss you still. I'll see you again, my boy, my friend. Always kind and oh so wise. Always being voice of a reason. So much more than what that binds. Giving me hope and believing. You went away, now miss you still. And I'll see you again, my boy, my friend.
Hell yeah. Forgot my mic was off there for a second.
That
Apparently, you wanted to play Smashing Pumpkins after.
yeah, don't do that. Don't do that. Don't play Smashing Pumpkins after a great song like Kentucky Buddha.
Kentucky
Man.
Buddha.
The Fly Like an Eagle reference that's in that song is a direct reference to Steve Miller Band. Bud was a huge Steve Miller fan, and he was the first person I heard Steve Miller Band from. And I delivered his eulogy at his funeral, and I made reference in the eulogy that his spirit would fly like an eagle in reference to that song. When we left the funeral home, his daughter, as soon as we got outside, she had her Sirius radio on. She turned the car over, and Fly Like an Eagle by Steve Miller Band was on in the car. And she took a picture of Sirius and sent it to me. She goes, I can't believe this song's playing after we walked out of the funeral. Wow. So it was pretty cool.
Yeah, that's incredible.
Wow.
So we got you. We see you on YouTube. Where else can everybody find you at? You on Spotify, Apple Music, all that, or?
Yeah, we're on Spotify. We're on iHeartRadio. That's a recent one for us. Amazon Music, iTunes. We're on Bandcamp. Bandcamp is the one. If you like what you hear and you want to get physical merch from us, that's where our vinyl's available. All of our T-shirts, and we have a whole line of merch, man. We're like trying to compete with Kiss right now at this point, you know. So we got a lot of stuff, and we're on Deezer. That's a kind of like a European Spotify. And but yeah, the Bandcamp page, like we have whiskey glasses, we have coffee mugs, bottle openers, T-shirts, sweatshirts, and then MegatonCommunion.com is our website, and that has all those links. It'll have all of our shows that are coming up. It'll have band photos. Everything Megaton is on that page.
No, and say that site again. What was that site?
It's MegatonCommunion.com.
Okay, perfect. Let's make sure we got it clear. So is there any plans for any like Funko Pops, like the little toy characters?
I've been pushing for action figures.
Yeah, we're worried about what people might do with them. And show up at their local emergency room with one and 30.
And then when the news story comes out, it's free promo.
Yeah,
that is true. Yeah.
See,
may have to plant one of them stories.
Are you volunteering, Thrash?
What's that?
Are you volunteering?
I don't know, maybe.
They don't usually release who it happened to, you know, so you might.
Yeah, you don't have to show your face. I mean,
figure it out.
Just where it stops, not your face, just where it's launched.
I feel like the reviews are going to be like the Haribo gummy bear reviews of stuff like that, where they're playing with action figures and got to go to the emergency room. Nobody else on the Haribo gummy bear reviews?
Oh, the sugar free? Are you talking about?
Yeah.
Sugar free Amazon reviews?
Yeah,
bro.
Yeah.
If you ever want to like go down a weird rabbit hole one day, just go search sugar free on Amazon and look at the reviews. Everybody's like, I didn't realize if I ate the whole bag, I was gonna shit myself.
It's like whole multiple paragraph long stories. It's not just that simple. He's downplaying it. Yeah.
It's a weight loss program in a bag.
Yeah. Oh, do you have any coffee? A lot of people are selling coffee nowadays. You got a coffee?
Oh, I've heard about that. That's a waste of a perfectly good cup of coffee.
Well, you're really into hops. Any thoughts about doing your own your own brewery, or your own labeled beers, or anything like that?
So that was definitely in the works. My brother and I had talked about doing a brewery, and then that was during COVID, and then this band was formed, and that took a lot of my time. So I was kind of glad that we didn't do it, because currently, like in Northeast Ohio, the brewery market is very saturated, and there's a lot of breweries that are going out of business. And I've talked to a lot of the local brewers and stuff, and they've noticed that young people really don't drink a lot of beer. The younger crowd is more like seltzers or THC products. So they're not really getting into beer and stuff so much. So beer sales are really down for a lot of the microbreweries, and most of the guys drinking beer are older. I mean, it's sad to say, but it's the truth. And they're dropping like flies here in Northeast Ohio.
And stuck in their ways, probably not wanting to try new micro brews. They want to stick to their, whatever their favorite is that they've been drinking.
Coors Banquet.
Coors Banquet.
Yeah.
What?
Yeah, actually, there's a brewery here in our area that has an IPA that's named after me. So,
No, that's cool.
What's it called?
It's called Not Your Regular Joe, and it's from Planet Flag Brewing in Medina.
Awesome.
And they got my picture on the can, and they had asked me like what kind of IPAs I like. So I'm an IPA guy. I do like them, and we were talking about different hops that I liked, and he took the hops that I liked, added a little bit to it, and made a West Coast IPA out of it, and it sells real well for them.
Nice.
You get any residual?
No, just get
Free
my face on the can.
No free beer even?
Oh, he gives me free beer from time to time for sure. Yeah.
That's a win then.
Yeah. Yeah. And he promotes the band too. So
Do they have bands play at the brewery?
The face
he
on the
has
can.
not had a band play there. He's been trying to do it, and he's kind of up in the air over dealing with ASCAP and things like that. And he doesn't know if he wants to do it. And so we have not played there, but we have played Ignite Brewing in Brunswick, our hometown. We try to do a hometown show once every year just for friends and family, so they don't have to go see us downtown or something like that. It's kind of in a suburban environment. And we've had a lot of success with that. People seem to really like that. They love having, ample parking and like a casual atmosphere to like chill out. And it's we've done that for 2 years now. And Ignite's hosted the last 2.
Nice.
Cool.
So Ken, Derek, we know Joe loves the hops and all that. What do you guys like to do in your free time when you're not doing music?
Go ahead, Kim.
Well, let's see. Geez, what do I do? Not like I do puzzles or something like that, but I like this.
I'm not convinced. I think you do puzzles now. What you said that. I'm not
Well,
confirmed. Oh,
He's a Sudoku guy.
he's a Sudoku guy. Okay.
Yeah, I used to do that. Yeah. I like bourbon.
He meant to say porn, and it came out as puzzles.
Cigars. Yeah. Yeah, that's basically it. I mean, the band is a lot of my life now, and I have a sports car I like to drive around in, and I work a lot. I'm a superintendent for a company, but when I'm chilling at home, it's a nice cigar out on the patio with a nice glass of bourbon or tequila.
Were you in other bands prior to joining Megaton Communion?
Yeah, I was in Original Project for 13 years in the 90s. We were called Out of Order, and we got a couple of record offers, but they weren't the right ones. And then the business aspect of it, and plus back then, like now, the bands we're playing with are super supportive. The environment is very supportive. Back then, it was real cutthroat and just tough. A lot harder to get noticed. It was like crabs in a barrel, So, but after that, I went into another Original Project for a year. Then I joined a punk band for a little while, and I was in a Doc and tribute band for about a year. I played some covers with my original band. After we broke up 10 years later, we got back together and did covers, and I just couldn't take it. My heart's got to be in it, doing original music and feeling it and being involved in the creative process just makes it so much more rewarding. I'm just not a cover guy, so.
He's like, I'm not doing one more Who Let the Dogs Out again. Not doing
Yes, exactly. And it's just like, I don't like being the jukebox in the bar and people are talking, they're not even paying
Yeah,
attention. I want to, I want my heart to be in it, and I want to be playing with these two guys are fantastic musicians, and their heart's in it. We get along really well, and playing with them's a blast. We have a lot of fun. So
Yeah, the songwriting process is probably the most fun part. Like we're writing new songs for our next album, which is we're gonna be in the studio months from now, but we're writing stuff and getting it prepared, and it's really fun. Just like bouncing. I'll have an idea, right? And I'm like, I'm stuck. I have no idea what to do with this. It's just like this idea, this riff or whatever. And Dad comes in and plays something like just off the cuff, and I'm like, that's exactly what we need. That's it. And then and then Ken's like, oh, this part here, it's to me, that's the most fun part of the whole thing is just creating,
Putting it all together.
Putting it all together and enjoying the
And Derek's
ride,
And Derek's like, that's a great riff. Well, why don't you tune it and play it again? Play and tune, then we'll try it again.
yeah, you're a little flat there.
Come on.
It actually happened like once.
It happened one time.
And we beat it to death because it's fun.
Yeah, we're never letting it go.
No.
I know. But I was right. It was out of tune, but, I was the only one that noticed, but, But yeah, that is the fun. Like it is really cool. Like with these guys and and with my dad. I mean, who else gets to play with their dad?
That's what
people always say like
it's gotta be a crazy dynamic all the time.
Lots of people, but not everybody gets to enjoy it.
Yeah,
That's
exactly.
True.
Yeah.
That's true.
It's special. It is. So we really it's a fun
we get
time.
along
Like
really well.
practice.
We write.
Go ahead.
No,
practice.
We write well together. Like we don't. Yeah, it's fun.
I lost my ear.
Yeah, we do write well together, but practice isn't a chore. That's all I was gonna say. It's
yeah,
like,
I look forward.
It's like
to
a
it.
social thing, You
It's fun.
Yeah.
Now, Ken, you mentioned that you turned down some previous record deals and stuff like that. What? And this question is to all three of you. What makes a good record deal?
Well, it was just, back then they were independent labels of giant labels. And what it was calling for was, hey, we're going to give you $50,000. And we had a really solid 10, 12 song demo that was produced really well. And they're like, but we want all the rights to your music.
Mm-hmm.
So basically you're cutting me a check for, $17,000 a piece because there was three of us, and you're going to take my music and do whatever the hell you want with it.
Yeah.
It wasn't a supportive kind of deal.
Yeah. So would you say there is a good type of record deal?
Yeah, well, we're on right now, Black Doomba Records, and Joe, you can go ahead and let them know about that.
He's the business guy.
Yeah, Black Doomba has a history. So that label is owned by Tommy Stewart, who was in the band Hallows Eve, the thrash band back in the 80s. And I met Tommy because he's more into like the doom music now, the doom metal and stuff, and met him at a few shows and we had a chance to talk. And he has a very organic grassroots process in the way he brings bands in, and it was a great first record opportunity for us. He doesn't own our music indefinitely. He works with us. It's like working with a good friend. He's done a lot for promotion, and I really can't say enough good things about him and the way that he operates. And I love the passion that he has for his label and the bands that he brings in. And he is a promoting machine, and he's all about, and he'll outright tell you, I don't know if I'm going to be the label for you forever because you're going to grow. But as long as I can be there for you right now and be a part of this process, this is what matters to me. And I want to see you outgrow the label. So he's a really good guy.
Yeah, he is a good dude.
That's awesome. So yeah, a good record deal is make sure that they are not owning all your music and make sure they're working with you, not just saying, "Here, go,
Yep.
go do something."
Yep.
I appreciate
Yeah.
Right.
that. A bit of knowledge there.
Yes, sir.
What was you saying, Stash?
What?
Oh, I thought you was asking something.
Not at the moment.
Oh,
I am not.
Maybe that didn't come from you. The noise sounded like it came from
So-
you.
So that album, a little bit about the album, if you want me to explain a little bit about it when we recorded it. So that album was recorded by Curran Murphy. Curran is now the lead guitar player for the band Venom Inc. And he is from the Akron area by us, and he has his custom audio mutation studio. And we recorded with him. And going into the studio, I told him when we record, we want to record in the room all together, like how Zeppelin did Zeppelin 4. Like we all want to be in the room, all recording at the same time. We're not going to track one thing one day, the next thing the next. And he had a studio that could accommodate. He's like, I've never done that before, and I want to do it, and this will be great. And he set everything up, and then everything came together. It was really an organic album. The way, and one of the reasons too that we recorded in the room all together is we were only a band for 9 months. And, we started in October of 22 and recorded in, July, around late July of 23. And some of those songs, we were really uncertain where we were going to end them because we had these long jam parts that were, like exiting the songs and things like that. And we were, a lot of times in rehearsal, we were kind of like, if we want to go a little longer, we'll go a little longer. And we worked on who's getting the look to wrap it up. And when we were in the studio, we finally were like, all right, this is where we're going to take it. This is where we're going to end it. And that'll be the final cut. So we kind of had to look at each other on some of these songs to figure out where we were going to end it. And it worked out really well. Like, I think the album has an element of that raw, organic sound to it, along with a really good production that Curran put into it.
And what's the album name?
Red Sky Warning.
Red Sky Warning.
And you
Red
guys
Sky
have,
Warning, yeah.
is there one favorite song off of the album? Or do y'all have each a different favorite song?
My favorite is probably ID West.
I like that one too. That was in my top 3.
ID West is probably my favorite, but Undone is also really good.
Mm-hmm.
I personally think that's another. It's just a fun
He's only
one to
naming
play.
the songs that he wrote most of the stuff on.
No,
That's why.
I'm not. Those are the most fun for me to play. You had input on them too. Ken's the only one that hasn't had input on any of the older stuff.
I know you guys would have to pull up YouTube and see one of the live performances of those songs to see me on it.
They've
It's
evolved.
different now. Yeah, they're different.
Yeah, they've all evolved.
Oh, nice.
It's funny because Ken learned all the stuff on on the record, and like Dad was saying, we didn't know when we were ending the songs. So when Ken came in to practice with us at first, he had learned all the parts for the album version, and we're like, no, the song ends differently now because the song had evolved playing it live for months and months, maybe over a year, so he had to relearn the ending parts. And now I feel like your input is you're part of the ending of the songs now. Like you rewrote a lot of those parts,
Yeah, just a different influence for me coming into the band, and then I just try to take what they do and make it better. Just try to accentuate some of the greater parts in the songs that I didn't feel were getting heard well enough, and trying to stay in the background enough too, so so that they shine as well. So.
Can you do any tricks with the drums, like spin the stick in there and catch it, and can you do any of that type of stuff?
I do some cross-handed stuff. Yeah, I'll do some. I don't want to be a complete douchebag, but I can do some stick stuff, and occasionally I'll teabag the snare for some people if they're looking for it. But other than that, pretty straightforward.
Has any time the stick got away from you and like hit somebody in the eye or anything? I've always
Not with them, but yeah, in previous shows when I was a lot younger, I used to end a song by throwing a stick off a cymbal and catapulting it out into the crowd. And yeah, I got a couple people with that one. I'm glad I didn't take any eyes out.
That's pretty crazy. Catapulting the stick is way worse than throwing it, I think.
And I used to get up during a break in a song and run around the drum set and get back and sit behind it. I haven't done that with these guys yet, but because I used to wear white bike shorts with no underwear, so I wanted to make sure the ladies would get a good look at it.
Well, that's a different dynamic. I wasn't expecting to the band.
This is all news to me. Like, I don't know.
You knew it. That's all back in the early 90s,
I feel like our shows
I
are
don't
lacking
buy
now.
it. You're the one who told us about his hips, bro. I don't buy it.
Oh, I think I need a drink.
No, that's hilarious. Whew. Do y'all do any podcasting at all? Like, is there any thoughts of that at all or anything? Because y'all definitely could do a podcast. Y'all three are entertaining enough. Or just talking would be good.
Yeah, we never thought about it. I often thought of doing one at work because I'm, a little sarcastic and have an off sense of humor. And I thought if they'd follow me around with a camera and hear me yelling at people all day or fixing stuff or, backhanding a customer, stuff like that. Where I do it with a smile on my face and I use a lot of 5-syllable words. And, I thought that would be entertaining.
What kind of pimping are you doing where you're backhanding customers and stuff? What's going on?
No, you
said you're a superintendent.
Well, you use words like when you meet with somebody and they ask you how you're doing and you say, well, I'm feeling very misanthropic today. And then they'll just say, oh, okay, I'm good. And then they don't even realize I just told them I hate people, because that's what misanthropic is. So, I have a lot of fun with those kind of words.
Backhanded metaphorically.
Yeah.
I got you. I didn't know. I didn't know if you're really bad. You look like you might be backhanding people for real. Like you might just be at the grocery store and just backhand somebody.
I'm trying to be restrained.
They grabbed your avocado, the one you were going to grab.
Yeah, that's true. I do love avocados.
They are delicious.
That's the funny thing too, is every time I have an avocado and I make guacamole, it takes half a lime. So I have a half a lime left. That means I got to make a margarita with it.
Yeah, I say.
Every damn time, and then another margarita, and it gets out of control.
Well, I don't know how I knew avocados was a thing with you, but I guess that was
you nailed it, man.
I wasn't expecting to nail it with that one. But I guess avocados and white shorts with no underwear running around the stage.
Yeah,
somewhere I think
we're just barely scraping the surface. To some people, I'm a retired underwear model. I've been a professional tanner. I mean, I've told lots of stories over my life.
You mean like you owned a tanning salon, or what is
No, I told people I went to college to be a professional tanner.
What does that mean? No, what you mean?
I said I was the runner-up to the Coppertone Girl back in the early 70s. I would tell people I was the boys' winner of the national contest, but they didn't pick me because I was too dark. I was too olive-colored. So it led me to a life of being a professional tanner and entering tanning contests and all kinds of stuff. And these are all shit I think about when I get drunk, and I'll think of stories to tell. And it's funny because I'll get people going on it, for like 10 minutes. So they think I'm all serious. And I'm like, I'm from Northeast Ohio. It's cloudy 300 days out of the year. Do you really think I could professionally tan up here? So
I was going to say, I've never heard of professional tanners before.
Yeah. I told them I competed all over the world. And then the last straw was when I was in the Nationals in Cuba. and the top 3 prizes went to communists. That's when I got out of it. So.
Damn communists took the damn.
Yeah, they stole it from me.
They ruin everything.
Yeah. And people don't know how hard tanning is. I mean, 15 minutes a side, a front, the back. You got to get in weird positions. I mean, it's not an easy thing to do.
You gotta get evenly
when you-
tanned everywhere.
That's
When
right.
you first said it, I was like, "There's no way he's talking about like a tanning salon." So I'm like tanning leather or something.
No, I kind of knew exactly what he was talking about.
Well, listen, I thought so, but I couldn't. Like, I was like, "No way. It's got to be leather. It's got to be leather." No, just turning yourself into leather.
Yeah, when I was in customer service. I worked for a residential construction company for 35 years. So I did warranty service a lot the last 15 years. And I would often tell a new customer that. They say, "Have you been in construction all your life?" And I said, "Well, I'm a retired underwear model." And then I got into the construction. And the first thing you see from the women is their eyes drop right down to your waist and come back up. It's freaking hilarious. But how many retired underwear models do you know? So, it's one of those entertaining stories.
That's a good trick, man. I want to start trying that. You're just in the bar. Yeah.
Yeah, you tell them, and I would always say too, but once the white briefs went out of style, I kind of lost my job, so I had to find something else to do.
Yeah, man. I don't know when white briefs were in style. I think
The Calvin Klein era, man.
Yeah.
All those ads.
Was that a whole era?
Fruit of the Loom, Calvin Klein.
Maybe Fruit of the Loom. Isn't there a thing about the Fruit of the Loom where the fruit's not on the loom or something like that? Or something? I don't know.
If there's a pun about it, Ken would know.
Yeah. I don't know. If you push it to the back, you toss the salad, I think, or something like that. You got the twig and berries.
Oh, God.
In Cleveland, of the venues you've played, which one was your favorite, and where would you like to play?
All the venues in Cleveland have been really cool. It's really hard to pick a favorite over them. They're kind of similar in style, and it's our hometown crowd. So, man, I guess I would have to stay to 5 o'clock if you had to hold my feet to the fire, because we play there often, and we always have a good turnout there. The vibe's really cool. We played, Garage Shop. We played, Brothers Lounge. We played, a lot of other clubs. I ultimately, and this would be a testament to where we move on to the future. Love to play the Agora. That's House of Blues, thinking bigger, thinking moving on, and we have no plans of stopping. So we just want to keep moving on and doing what we do and grow. And I mean, like I said, we've only been a band since we first got together in October of 22, and I'm really not even a bass player. I mean, I was supposed to be guitar 2 in this band, and we could not get a bass player, and I have no patience for nonsense. So I was just like, Derek, I'll play bass. I played guitar before. I'm totally fine playing bass, but if I'm playing bass, I'm playing a freaking Rickenbacker, because I've always wanted a Rickenbacker, and I'm going to play the iconic bass. And we just started, we hit the ground as a 3-piece, and we would never go to a 4-piece. I think the dynamic works, and if it's not broken, don't try to fix it. So, that's how we ended up being this way. I'm really
and
a guitar player playing bass.
I think it would be kind of weird having a 4-piece at this point, and it's so long. I guess never say never, but at the same time, it's kind of our sound, right? You add because you do play bass kind of like guitarists in a way, and the way his sound is, it's very the low end punch, and then I don't have a lot of low end on my guitar. I'm more high end, mid range. And we kind of make it, a lot of people say, oh, there's only 3 people in your band, which I see as a compliment. But I think it's the way that we kind of just naturally play. You know, he plays the lower aspect of it. I play the higher, and Ken fills in the you know, the middle of it. So
Yeah, there
I
was a
think playing
there's a very famous Canadian that used to play a Rickenbacker too, by the name of Geddy Lee. I believe that was his bass. Just saying.
Ken, I
Oh,
thought you were from Cleveland, not Canada.
Paul
Well,
McCartney
my
also
last
played
name's Goslin. You
Rickenbacker.
know, I'm French Canadian, so what can I say?
You're giving Fresh too much to work with tonight, and I don't like that. Gotta keep
For the next
Canada at
five
bay.
episodes. For the next 5 episodes, I'm going to use this against them.
All right, so I'll give him this. Rick Emmett is one of the most underrated guitar players of all time. Rick Emmett is amazing, and I never thought that he got the credit he deserved. I mean, Triumph's such a great band, powerful, and for him to be able to sing and play the leads that he did, it was just absolutely amazing. So,
And there's another shout out.
yeah.
Look,
Yeah.
see the disgust on Frame's face?
Oh, about the Canada. I was trying to forget about Ken's allegiance to Canada right now. Our 53rd state, or whichever state it's going to be. But you
I
know,
already told you, you got to give us at least 12 states. You gotta, we have to stay broken up the way we're broken up now, or
No.
Canada doesn't work.
no, you're just one big state. That's all you're going to be. Just one giant state.
With 12 giant counties? That's crazy.
90% of it ain't nothing but snow and maple syrup. It ain't people.
Nothing in the middle.
Yeah, nothing in the middle. It's just snow and maple syrup. Trees don't grow in snow and maple syrup. Nothing does. Equivalent to the desert.
What do you know about trees, little man? Come to Canada to see the real trees. Huh?
We're not going to do this right now.
It
We're
hurts
talking
when they
about
fall on you.
Yeah. We're going to talk about this and your gold comb later. You and your gold comb. We're going to talk about it later. All right. So every episode, we ask everybody a couple of different questions. And we're going to start with this one because I've talked a lot about the creative process. Are you familiar with what's going on with AI in music right now, and what is your thoughts on it? And feel free to say whatever you want, because
So-
it's mixed. Everybody's been mixed across the board
Yeah.
with it. Very interesting conversation.
I think personally, as a teacher, right? AI has its place for like things like lesson planning and, you know, doing like to some extent grading, or, you know, helping you grade things and stuff like that. That are systematic. People, I say, let them use AI and make music. But at the end of the day, music is an art. It's a human driven enterprise, if you will. And I do not think that AI will ever be able to live up to an actual person making something that's meaningful, right? I already think that a lot of the pop music that's playing on the radio, the majority of it is already so soulless anyway. What's it matter if people are using it as a way to make new material, because it's just recycled. AI cannot come up with anything original. It just uses information it already knows, right, and reconfigures it.
Yeah.
I say let it go. The real artists, it's always been this way, right? The real artists will be the ones that actually have something to say will be the ones that will rise to the top.
Yeah.
So that's my kind of take on it. If you have some kid that's sitting there making AI songs that are catchy, it's like junk food. Maybe a bunch of people will listen to it for, you know, get a bunch of clicks, right? But it's not going to be something that you go back to and go, I want to listen to that because it was so, like, it touched me in such a way. No, probably not, you know, it's probably not going to be that deep. That's created by a human, and that can't be replicated. So, at least with the technology we have now. Wait
So
until ChatGPT 6.0. and then we'll
I
talk.
will say this, bro. Like,
Well, they just
Few
sold
months
GBT
ago-
to the government for $1, I think. So you're
Oh,
not gonna
no.
get to see that. Did you know about that, Fresh? No.
no,
I saw that.
yeah, but a few months ago, me and Frame were messing around with AI, and we made songs that like made you feel stuff.
It's
Like you're
scary.
listening to it, and they give you feelings. They give you chills. They like sound like a real person. So it honestly made me have to go back and like reanalyze where we're at. I've been saying it for years. I think that we've been doing this backwards. The creative and the art stuff is fun. We're supposed to do that. We're supposed to get the robots to like go clean the dishes and take the garbage out and chop wood. And so we have more time to create. And I think instead we're like, hey, how do we like benefit the man the most? And let's have this thing create for us for some reason. But again, I think it's at that point now where like you're not going to be able to tell. Like if
Wasn't there a band on Spotify that like had all kinds of plays and all this money rolling in, and they just discovered they were AI, and they had like, I think I saw a story about, my son was telling me about it. Huge. It was a huge deal. Like they've got a couple albums out and the whole thing's AI.
Yeah. Yeah, there's a lot of that
So
stuff going on.
I differ with Derek on the opinion on the AI stuff. I hate it. It's just mental masturbation, and it's like if you don't have talent and everything, like I don't want to hear your crap, you know. So it's and I agree. Like what you're about, like, you know, if you make a robot, it's supposed to do work for you, not do the thinking for you. And I think people by nature have gotten really lazy in time, and they want somebody to think for them. I mean, we even see it without AI. They want, you know, the masses to think for them and fall in line and do all these things, and like, you know, be the individual, you know, be stronger than that, and you know, stand out. And I'm not a fan of the AI thing, you know. So it's out there. I think it's here to stay, and I think it's going to progress, and it's going to get to a point where it's going to be hard to tell what is AI and what isn't.
Yeah. It's getting there.
So I'm not about it, you know. Skynet can go away anytime.
Well, that's why there needs to be a movement. The way to counteract that, I feel like, is going and seeing live music, right?
Yep.
Because
Yep.
these bands you can make up whatever you want on AI, but if people really don't want AI to become a thing, they need to go and start seeing live music again. There's something special about seeing a band, and this has happened, I'm sure, to all of you, right? Where you've heard an album before and you're like, they're good, you know, whatever. And then you go and see that band live, maybe on accident, or they're opening for another band you're actually wanting to see, and you go, oh shit. And you have a new appreciation for that band. And now you can listen to that album and go, oh, this album's really good. Like, it opens your eyes to that. I think that there needs to be like the counteract to AI. It's there. It's here to sit. It's here to stay. It's not going anywhere. But you can have people go out to see these live bands, right, and show the actual emotion and the music in motion on stage. I think that's the way to really counteract that.
Yeah,
Because it's not going anywhere. There's no getting rid of it at this point. That ship sailed, you know?
Yeah.
I mean, I think again, I think we might be too far gone, because we're at the point where they can make, like, say, just like they can make a movie and it looks like somebody's playing and whatever. They're going to be using robots and holograms to make it look like bands are on stage, make it look like they have this energy. Meanwhile, two guys with AI, one guy writing the lyrics and one guy making the sounds, put that together in their bedroom, you know. And
it's happening now with the EDM things. You got a DJ and they got all the production going on behind them with the huge screens and lasers and these 3D things.
Yeah.
And there's all these people there dancing, and you could, I mean, I first said when we first brought this up on the first show, you know, what about live music? You got to have live music. Well, AI, you can still have that. It might not, it's going to be live. You're not going to see maybe live people, but there's going to be a show, and you're going to be entertained, and there's going to be music played, and that's going to be considered a concert.
But you might not even see live people now, but in 5 years, what's to say they can't create that? And again, we've seen holograms of like a Tupac concert.
Right.
Yeah, Michael
You know what I
Jackson.
mean?
Didn't they do that for Michael Jackson?
Exactly. So I mean, if they're able to do that, and that's like 5-10 years back, imagine what they can do now.
People will pay to see that, and they will pay. More people will pay to see that than they will live music, which is crazy. You know, when you look at what like the masses get into, and like they would go see that. You know, and they would, and somebody would probably say that, like a lot of people would say, like, I know this record's AI, but I like it. Who cares? You know, so you got that element too, where people just don't give a shit and they're just going to do what they're going to do, and it doesn't matter. So it's tough.
I do.
I mean,
think
look at all the things that you see in music now, and look at what you see in music now and entertainment now and things that are out there, and like it's mindless, and it just gets a massive following, and people they migrate to it, they love it, and it's hard to it's hard to explain why that is, but
Yeah, I think they play it enough in people's faces, then they just get used to it. Kind of like a program.
force fed.
program.
That's a good one.
Like being a sheep, being one of the sheep.
Yeah, it's like Stockholm syndrome.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, but there's things where like, so does somebody do the mixing and mastering, or do you send it off to a mix and master?
We sent it off.
Yeah.
We're not. I'm not.
Curran did
qualified
the
to do
mix.
that. Yeah, Curran did the mix.
Yeah,
Oh
Curran.
yeah,
the
that's
mastering
right.
was done by
Corinne
somebody
did
else.
on this album. Yeah, that's great.
Yeah.
Yeah. The mastering should be done by somebody that's really good at it, because I don't know if you're aware of this or not, but when you have a record done, it has to be mastered in all the formats. There's not just one master. It has to be mastered for vinyl. It has to be mastered for CD, and then like MP3, because the fidelity and the quality of them is all different.
Yeah. Yeah, that's true. What I'm curious to see is like there's multiple things out there now that are AI mastering, where you just drop the track in and it does it for you. But I don't know.
It does it just for digital release, right? Like they don't expect you to print CDs. They don't expect you to print vinyl. Like they just expect you to put it on Spotify. And,
right.
Yeah, streaming. And that's going to be a different, well, it's like compression levels and all that other stuff, peaking, it's all that. Yeah. So,
but
that stuff's really complicated.
Yeah. But do you think that a human mastering, there's elements that it would still be better as a human doing it than, say, like an AI, where it would know exactly where to go, because it doesn't have the ears, but it would know technically the levels. But sometimes the technical levels are exactly what you want. Sometimes you want to be a little higher, a little lower.
We're 20 years out from AI replacing an engineer, my bro. Engineers.
You think it's that long?
And like, bro, yes. Like, and I'm not even just saying like rock music. I can't speak on, because I'm not in the industry. I don't know how it works.
It's a lot more intense than any other music.
So like in hip hop, these engineers make the music. These guys come in. They're all like, their voices are choppy. They're breaking. they have no like, and the engineer turns it into a masterpiece. So I don't think that the AI can do that. I just don't. Not for a while.
AI can't replace Rick Rubin.
True.
That's very true. Well, Ken, did you have anything to say much on the AI?
No, I pretty much agree with everything you guys said. I just wish it would go away myself, but I know it's not going to,
No, you don't got no plans for any robots? A little maid robot or something?
No, well, that wouldn't be bad, I suppose.
Not that we
They're
know of.
like $6,000.
Yeah, as long as she, doesn't talk, does the dishes and vacuums, looks sexy.
Brings you your tequila.
That's it. My cigar and tequila, and just stays quiet. That'd be great.
Lights it on her breast.
Yes.
Oh boy. Well, you have the. I guess you have a remote control of the mute button. That probably work, right?
Yeah, maybe several different languages, depending on what I feel like.
Hello, Sir Ken.
Oh no. This world is going to be a crazy place. It already is a crazy place, but it's getting crazy. That's for sure.
Are you going to ask your other question that you ask everybody else?
Yeah, top 5 hip hop artists of all time, even though I don't know if it makes sense here, but we're still going to keep going with it.
Oh,
I don't know
man.
5 hip hop artists.
That's
I'm just being honest. If I did, I'd tell you.
Oh, that's good, man. That's good. Like I said, I didn't think it was going to fit in here good. That's why I was not.
Well, I'll tell you what.
Fresh brought it up.
I'll bounce it back to you. So
Okay.
I'm a huge blues fan. Like, I love old school blues. So John Lee Hooker is one of my favorite guitar players of all time. And then I'll throw in, Robert Johnson and Howlin' Wolf, Muddy Waters, and
Muddy Waters.
yeah.
Did you consider Cab Calloway on that list? Cab Calloway crazy.
You bet. So I'm a blues guy more than hip hop, and got a huge collection of old sets and stuff. Like I said, I love primitive blues. Just raw guitar. It's the original punk rock. It is, man. They're it's the plight of the working man. They're sick of the system. It's the heartache. It's everything they're frustrated with, and they're just wailing it out. I love it.
Mm-hmm.
Awesome.
That's an acceptable answer. I think that's a great answer to that question. Especially in circumstances.
I'm not much of a rap hip hop guy, but I do quite like, from what I've heard, Tyler the Creator. Quite like a lot of his stuff. Kid Cudi, I like some of his, and like I said, this is more like I know the hits kind of thing. Kanye West, and because of this is my generation, Lil Wayne, man. Lil Wayne. I remember listening to some of his stuff and being like, that's so dumb, but then you think about it and you're like, actually, that's pretty witty and that's pretty fun, right? He's got some stuff. And then I'm gonna have to go last one, Rage Against the Machine. I mean, that to me is like that's hip hop adjacent, right?
Yeah.
So I'll go with that.
Well, I can't wait to hear Ken's. I know it's going to be the most gangsterous rappers.
Yeah, no. I enjoyed when Anthrax got into it for a little while and added it to theirs. Actually, the original band I was in, the bass player rapped. So we had about 4 or 5 songs that were half rap, half singing. But I got to tell you, well, besides Snoop Dogg,
one gangster rapper.
Too Short is probably one of my favorites.
Too Short's one of the most gangster rappers ever.
Yeah, Nothing But a Word is one of my most sung songs. So, whenever I get drunk at a party and anybody's, any rap, I'm like, can you play some Too Short, Nothing But a Word? And I'll rap it out, and everybody looks in horror as the white guy's standing on a table rapping terribly. The Too Short. So
that's incredible.
Is there video of that? I want to see video of that.
I think there's a few of them. Yeah.
Oh, no.
They're all hidden now. I think I destroyed them all.
I destroyed them all. There's a joke somewhere about something right now with that, but anyway, we'll move on from that. So we'll flip it back. So top, we'll just say rock. We know, but everybody said Sabbath, I think, on the board at some point through this interview. So what's everybody's other top rock bands or even just artists? Joe, I know Bono's got to be on your list. Is Bono on your list?
Bono, yeah.
Bono and
loves-
Queen.
He loves the Beatles too.
Queen and the Beatles.
Yeah.
I cannot publicly discuss my dislikes. I cannot publicly discuss them. I offend so many people in private settings. I can't go public with it because it's just that thing. And I'm like, I hate half of my own songs, so give me a break. So
Oh,
I know that.
But Sabbath's a given. I grew up listening to that, and I know a lot of people say that, so I won't even put that into it. I'm a huge Matt Pike fan. Love High on Fire. Like everything he does. Like his soloing is like the musical equivalent of a nervous breakdown. Man, it's awesome. Rory Gallagher, huge Rory Gallagher fan. And then I was always a Slayer fan. They always stayed true to what they were doing, and just stayed the course. Of course, with Matt Pike comes Sleep. Man, I just listen to so much; it's hard to just pick favorites. Of course, Caius. Oh man, Caius, the Blues for the Red Sun album is one of the most iconic albums ever. And then Soundgarden. I mean, Soundgarden was just amazing. And I think we deal. I mean, not to compare ourselves to Soundgarden, we don't want to say that we're like anybody else. But we share some of the like the labeling dilemma that like Soundgarden went through, that Led Zeppelin went through. We're writing heavy songs. We're not really like technically a metal band. We're dabbling in things that are heavier than normal, but we're also adding some melody, and we just deal with the labels that are given to us, and we're just all about just writing hooks and riffs and just letting it go. So I don't know if that makes sense or not.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
that's
Derek, what's your top? What's your
Soundgarden.
most influenced? That's a good question.
Soundgarden's up there.
I love Soundgarden's take. Like, if you look at Soundgarden, they're kind of like if you took Led Zeppelin, mash it with the Beatles, the sensibility, like the melodic sensibilities, and Led Zeppelin, Beatles, and Black Sabbath, and mash them together. That's Soundgarden. I like all the 90s stuff, right? So Alice in Chains, Nirvana, that kind of stuff. And then bands that like were more, I guess, my generation. One of the best bands, one of my favorite bands is Thrice. I felt like Thrice, which a lot of people probably don't know who Thrice is, but they did not get the recognition that they should have. And a lot of my guitar playing is very much like to Pepe. He's the lead guitarist in the band. I take a lot of influence from that. He's more of a melodic kind of guitar player. So that kind of stuff. A band called Brand New, which are kind of controversial at this point, but their stuff, I grew up all through high school listening to that kind of stuff, and it's more like melody based. I love a good riff. Queens of the Stone Age is another band, right? So I'm kind of like all over the place. I like some pop. I like hard rock, metal bands, but that's kind of where I live.
And Billie Eilish, right? That's weird.
Dude, everybody thinks she's all just a whisper thing.
There's some really good tracks she has on some of those albums, dude. My wife introduced me to her, and people make fun of me for it, but
I never made fun of you. I thought it was good
Not
stuff.
that you know of.
Listen to
Not that
her
you know of.
NPR. Okay, she does an NPR Unplugged.
that she just recently did with a full band and her brother, because her brother is a co-writer with her. It's really good.
I mean,
Phineas.
I'll
really
tell
good.
you, I almost gave you a pass, Derek. When you mentioned your wife, I was like, it's okay. I'm gonna give him a pass. Then you mentioned the tiny desk.
Oh, it's
This
good.
no longer has anything to do with your wife.
She introduced it to me. That's why.
It's out there.
She's like, hey,
Yeah.
it's here. It's great.
Great musicianship, like all around. It's not like a computerized thing. Like a lot of her songs are like electronic, and people think, oh, she's just but no, it's legitimately good good composition, good songwriting. And I like going on. I like a lot of folk stuff. Like, have you ever heard of Tallest Man on Earth? He's a folk artist out of Sweden. Amazing singer-songwriter. Actually, he's a terrible singer, kind of like Bob Dylan, but his songwriting is great. So yeah, anytime I tell people, I'm not like I'll listen to country. If it's good songwriting, I'll listen to it. I'm not like stuck in a genre, you know. I'm a sucker for a good melody.
If he wasn't your son, would you disown or kick him out of the band right now?
When he's drinking, he's not allowed to have control of the record player. I'm just saying. Yeah, we got limitations. I mean, he can do whatever the hell he wants to do at home, but when he's like, "Hey, I got something I want you to hear," I'm like, "Oh hell no, this ain't happening now."
He needs to open his mind. Let the art flow over him. He doesn't let the art flow over him.
You want some
I'd
art
rather
flow
play
on
out
you,
too. Yeah.
You gotta let the art flow over
I don't
you.
want anything flowing over me. Right? I'd rather play out of tune. We get together in groups and Derek talks about all this artistic stuff with music and I sit there and just rip on shit. And then he's like, "You got to forgive my dad. He's very opinionated about stuff." And I'm like, "Don't apologize for me. I'm just spitting truth."
Well, to Derek's credit, Billie Eilish does have a set of lungs on her, so I get why he's probably paying attention. Ken, what about you for your top?
Oh, geez, man.
All-time or most influenced.
There's so many just individual musicians from Buddy Rich and Dave Weckl, jazz drummers, up to the rock guys. But, I was going to say the Carpenters too, just because I loved Karen Carpenter's voice, and she was a drummer. She was a reluctant singer, and she had probably one of the greatest voices ever. And then just growing up, I couldn't get enough of Kiss in the 70s. They made me want to do what I do. And
rock and roll all night and party every day.
Yes, absolutely. Throughout the 80s, it just was a roving thing. I heard AC/DC. I heard the Scorpions. Trying to think. And then through the 90s, or King Diamond was I'm a huge King Diamond fan. Merciful Fate. Iron Maiden, Savatage. I like a lot of the progressive stuff, Dream Theater, things like that. I'm all over the place too. I mean, my Apple Music list on my phone is like 8 hours long, and Derek will tell you there's everything from Earth, Wind and Fire and the Bee Gees to, Slayer and Metallica and all kinds of stuff. Just love all kinds of music. Really.
So neither of you guys get the auxiliary cord when you drink.
Yeah, that's for sure.
But when we're together, right? So when we drove together on tour, because it was me and Ken in the one truck.
Yes.
It was an eclectic group of music.
Oh my God.
That we were listening to.
It was the entire musical spectrum.
And Joe was in heaven by himself.
Not having to listen to any of it. Yeah, he was super happy.
I'm sure he was.
True story.
I can't help but notice the "Are you threatening me" flag behind you. Because at first I thought at first it was the "Don't tread on me" flag, right? But that's
no, it's the great Cornholio. He oversees my workout area.
Yeah, it's Beavis.
It's the inspiration for my workouts,
That's hilarious.
Yeah, he's got it right. Listen, if anybody had it right, what was most needed during COVID? TP from a bunghole.
That's right. That's true.
We were out of all of it. So
no, we weren't out of it. People had it in their fucking houses. A lot of it. Way too fucking much of it.
Way too much.
Because y'all have maple syrup bidets up there.
Yeah, I was ready to put a pressure washer next to the toilet, just get it over with.
That's a pretty good idea.
Yeah, just the struggle's over. I'm tired of trying to find toilet paper. Let's pressure wash it.
Yeah, what was the deal with that anyhow? Like I've talked to so many people, why do you hoard toilet paper? It's literally the worst paper you could ever own. I mean, it's good for like literally one thing. If I had to hoard something, it'd be something different because I could literally wipe my ass with a t-shirt or a rag or anything. I didn't need toilet paper for that. And toilet paper is not going to wash my truck. It's not going to dust my house. It's not going to mop up spills. I mean, come on, people.
Yeah, at the end of days, I mean, if there's one thing you really, really need, you don't need food, you don't need water, you need toilet paper.
Yeah.
I just need weed.
Well, you can wipe with weed. You got a good hemp plant and big old leaves. Hey,
The flowers.
that's what I'm saying.
Take all your stems, grind them up.
You
Turn
take it
them
to make
into
it
a
difficult. I was just talking about taking a leaf off a plant. Damn, dude, we trying to make it.
But it's the end of the world. What the fuck else are you gonna do? Learn to make it.
You don't. No, you just a leaf.
No.
You ever
That's when we were
roll?
brewing our beer.
Sorry, I got confused. What was brewing a beer? What?
We did that during COVID. When everybody else was hoarding toilet paper, we were buying hops and barley and making beer.
Oh yeah, okay. Now I got you. I was confused. Yeah, that
so
makes sense.
we brewed a lot. My brother and I brewed a lot, and there were times we'd brew like 3 or 4 different brews at the same time. We had the whole contraption set up, and one to the other, and kegging it, and it was awesome. It was.
That was smart. That was something smart to do right there, because a lot of alcohol was running out during that time too, because we couldn't get it across borders and stuff.
I had a couple plants growing.
That'll work.
So, well, speaking of plants growing, what is that? A bamboo behind you there, Derek?
That's a fake tree.
Oh, okay.
It's AI.
Yeah, the real it's AI. the real tree. Actually, I think this is at Sarah. Was this at our job? Didn't you get that for free or something? I don't know where it came from. She likes plants, so
Okay.
even if they're not real, it's not in the sunlight. It's there to make it look like there's plants. So.
I know, kind of like bamboo. And bamboo doesn't need that. It can grow like crazy without much.
Actually, the stalks do look like bamboo. I don't know if it's supposed to be like a bamboo plant. I don't know. I'm a science teacher. I never took a botany class. I have no idea when it comes to the plants. Like, no knowledge whatsoever. So.
Here, I'm gonna solo your screen right now so I can see it a little better.
Here.
Yeah,
It looks like
that's
a
bamboo.
weed plant.
It looks like
bamboo.
It's
bamboo.
supposed to be a bamboo, I think.
Yeah.
Good eye on that. That's been sitting there for years, and I never
Paid attention to it.
No, not at all.
I've never gotten credit for having a good eye for bamboo trees. So. Just like bamboo tree. All right, enough of the bamboo tree segment. This was whole last 5 minutes of the COVID toilet paper and bamboo tree was all sponsored by bamboo toilet paper. Go get some bamboo toilet paper now. Don't do that. I'm just kidding.
Yeah, stuff's no good.
Oh.
Have you tried it? Oh no.
No, I haven't. I've seen it. I haven't tried it.
That'd be wild to have a bamboo toilet paper sponsorship.
I'll call them and see what they can do.
Yeah, see what you can cook up for us, man.
Don't they make like the didgeridoos out of like the bamboo stalks?
Yeah.
Hey,
Like the didgeridoo, imagine what you could do with that in the bathroom. Like, hey, I got a low E. I'm gonna play for you through the didgeridoo.
I have a didgeridoo, and I can't get the damn thing to make the sound at all.
have you tried Joe's Way?
I've watched YouTube videos. I tried Joe's Way too. It was a YouTube video as well.
YouTube video too? Oh no.
Joe was in it. He showed me how to do it.
Oh no!
And my friend's son came over. He was like 7, 8, 9 years old, and picked it up and blew into it and played it perfect. And it was just like, ah! My luck with instruments. Like, I tried playing guitar for years and years. I tried playing bass. No good, no good. Drums during COVID, I did. And with a couple YouTube videos and a drum kit and some time, I thought I was doing pretty well for the couple months that I did it.
And then your wife told you get rid of the drums?
No, then COVID ended and you went back to work, and my drum kit was upstairs and never went back up to play it again.
You learned the drums but couldn't learn the didgeridoo? Is that what you just said?
Yeah.
Okay.
I couldn't play any other instrument, but the drums I seem to have some little connection to, I guess. I don't know.
Interesting. Is that a thing? It seems like that's a thing. Like most people that are drummers, they're just a drummer. And maybe they just don't want to do anything else because they love drumming so much. It does look like a lot of fun.
It is. It is a lot of fun. A lot of drummers are good at the skin flute as well.
Hey, yo.
Ken's definitely got there.
Yeah.
He got there. He's had enough drinks tonight.
You switch your hips and you play the skin flute. Is there anything else you want to tell us, Ken?
Yeah. It's good to have a little mystery sometimes.
Don't
Too,
forget the avocados and the white.
Oh, and the avocados? I don't even think you need to tell us.
You get the big green ones.
So switching over from guitar to bass, there's always the jokes about being a bass player and everything. So once I told Derek, I'm like, you know what, I'm gonna go ahead and play bass, and I'm fine with that. So right out of the gate, he's like, well, you're gonna play bass, you could probably drink more when we play, and you're the bass player in the band, so mom doesn't have to worry about anybody hitting on you because you're the bass player in the band. So it's a plus.
Yeah.
And you get to wear goofy outfits too, no?
And he helps carry my gear into the shows and stuff. And I'm like, man, you're a true bass player. And he said, take it easy, Ken. I'm a singer too. I can turn on you in a heartbeat.
Oh, that's amazing.
Y'all have a great dynamic as a band, that's for sure.
Agreed.
Y'all definitely got to do some more podcasts, even if it ain't your own podcast. Get out there and do interviews on podcasts and stuff, because this has been a great interview. We've done quite a bit now with multiple music artists. I'd say this has been up there as one of my favorites.
Thank you.
Christian DeMarco. So
I'm not. No. I'm going to put it on the screen, but I'm going to tell him, if you want to know the answer to this question, go watch the beginning of the live.
Yeah.
They answered it. Like, that was like the first thing that we discussed.
Actually, he will go back and watch it. So
I know. So
he will.
That's why I'm not making them go through it again.
No.
I wish I could pull up the picture. Joe sent me the movie poster from that. What was it? Beneath the Planet of the Apes that the Megaton bomb is in? Is that it? And so I took our pictures and superimposed our faces on the
poorly
apes. Yes, I was hammered, so I was cutting and pasting and putting them on this post. Oh my god, it was hilarious. Yeah, it was terrible. But I said we should do that for an album.
What was that? When we played at the Rex Theater in Michigan, and they played the film behind us.
Oh yeah, it was amazing.
That was Mad Max Fury Road.
That was Mad Max.
Yeah,
Mad Max Fury Road.
The Mad Max movie, and it goes with our music perfectly.
So we played at this place in Michigan. Our buddies from Black Moon Cult, they invited us out there because that's more their home spot. And it's an old movie theater that they repurposed for a venue. And they play movies. They ask each band when they come up to play, like, hey, what movie you want to play behind you while you're playing? And I think, Dad, you're the one who was like,
What do they
do Mad
offer
Max.
us? Fear and Loathing in Las Vegas or Mad Max?
We said Mad Max.
Mad
For
Max,
whatever
yeah.
reason, somebody posted on Facebook like, hey, you guys don't know if you realized, but like your song matched what was happening behind you. Because it's being shown behind you. You can't see it. You're not looking at it.
Yeah.
And it was crazy. Like while we were playing, the action in the movie was like responding
match the
to like
music.
the music. It was bizarre. It was really cool.
That's really cool.
We should do that more often.
We need to
that
own
could be our
that
shtick.
movie.
That could be our
Yes.
shtick.
There you go.
We could be shooting old porns behind us with Linda Lovelace or something.
Oh no.
Yeah,
Like
yeah.
one of
I
our
don't
new
even know
songs
how
is
it's going to
called,
sync up.
it's called Desert Caterpillar, and we could be playing Deep Throat behind us on that one or something. Just saying.
Try it.
Oh man. Try it.
Let us know how it goes over. We'll have a follow up.
We'll
So-
play it. We'll watch it.
Funny thing about that theater that we played, when we got there, it's a real narrow old movie theater, and we're trying to figure out where everybody's going to set up. And the one guy's like, and it's old. The theater is really old. They're working on it and stuff. He's like, well, we got this room behind the theater where you guys can set up. And everybody's like standing outside this room, and they're all smoking. And it's Michigan, so they're burning them and stuff and everything. I open this door up where and everybody's in and out of this room.
Yeah.
The smell of gas coming out of this room was so freaking strong. And the leak, because I'm in construction, so the leak that was occurring was so heavy, it was putting condensation on the windows. And I'm like, you guys got a gas leak in here that's compressed. You got a serious gas leak in this building. And what are we going to do? We don't want to shut the show down. So I had to find tools that were laying around, in this club in a old piece of pipe, and I cut the gas off of the building.
Joe gets a pair of vice grips on the gas meter, and I go find a piece of pipe, and I'm like, here, let's put some leverage on this bitch and turn it off.
I'm surprised.
Yeah, so we shut the gas off to the building and open the windows to air it out, so we all wouldn't explode.
Yeah, that would have been.
And then you played?
And then we played.
Then we played.
Nice.
That's some real metal shit right there. You had to defuse a bomb before you play a concert. That's crazy.
Yeah, that was kind of like Spinal Tap. They were afraid Ken might explode, but we were willing to take the chance. Just saying.
Yeah, I don't need to be spontaneously combusting anytime soon.
That's scary. That's crazy. How did nobody know or notice that going on that long?
Well, like Joe said, they were hitting the hippie lettuce quite heavily out back there.
Yeah.
DeMarco
That's
keeps
very
asking
good.
questions that were all answered in the first 5 minutes.
Is he asking more questions?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Where are the local shows coming up? You want to
Well,
plug the local? You want to plug the local shows again?
Plug your shows again. That's a good one to redo.
Yeah.
Dad, you go with
Which one was that?
Plug the local shows.
They're coming up.
Yeah, the local shows are the 15th that we're playing at Brothers Lounge in Cleveland with Lion Tones from Chicago and our friends in Dead East Garden. And then the 29th with Black Moon Cult and Coyote Man from Chicago. We have some other stuff that are in the works. The whole lineup has not yet been announced. We're doing a festival November 15th down by Greenville, South Carolina. It's a 12-band bill. They haven't announced everybody yet, but there'll be more details on that. We have a show that we're waiting for the final details in Pittsburgh on the 13th of September. And we're hoping to just back off a little bit because we plan on going to the studio in January or February. And like I was mentioning to you guys off air when we first started, we initially planned on being in the studio around this time this year. And when our original drummer had parted ways with us back in March, we had to bring Ken up to speed on everything. And we were in the middle of writing songs and kind of slowed that process down a little bit. But, to Ken's credit, he's on running with us. I had a feeling that our original drummer was going to leave. You just read people and you can kind of tell that it was going to happen. And Ken had approached me months prior because I've known Ken a long time, and we were actually supposed to form a band together years ago, but he had some other things going on at the time, and it wasn't going to happen. And he had approached me and said, "Hey," and this was his words exactly. He's like, "Hey, if you ever have like a spinal tap with your drummer and he spontaneously combusts or dies in a freak gardening accident or something, like, I want that guy's job." So I started to get the feeling that we were going to lose our drummer. And I told Ken, I'm like, listen to the album, start learning the songs on the album, because I think when he quits, it's going to be at the most inopportune time and we're going to be like stuck. So I don't want to be stuck and I want to cancel shows. So Ken really committed to learning like all the songs, and he was working his ass off at home, learning everything and putting it together. And when we parted ways with Ryan, it wasn't a terrible breakup. We didn't leave on bad terms, but we did have a show coming up in 2 weeks. And I told Ken, I'm like, he quit. Are you ready? And he's like, I'm ready, man. So he did 4 rehearsals with us before he played his first show, and came in and killed it, right out of the gate. So he really put in the time, and he really wanted to make it happen. And he did a great job.
And he's that good.
Yeah.
He is that good. I haven't seen him running around in his white underwear or anything yet, but I mean, his drumming's amazing. I don't know what else, but
It's early.
It's early.
Yeah.
He's gonna pull that one out at the next Christian church concert.
Yeah,
Well,
you
I
never
don't know
know.
if they do heavy metal bands. It's very often at rock bands, but they do. That's where Ken would pull it out at, I would bet. Well, guys, it's been awesome interviewing you. You guys welcome back anytime. Make sure everybody out there watching now and later, go follow everywhere you can. Megaton Communion. Appreciate y'all joining us. Any last words for anybody?
Peace.
yeah, thank you so much for having us on.
Thank you.
And thank you to everybody that is supporting what we're doing, that's going to the shows, that's buying the album. And, we really, really appreciate it, because you're the reason that we do what we do, and you inspire us, as much as we enjoy playing for you. We love it.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Support local music.
Yeah.
Don't be boring and sit home and, go out there. There's an awesome community out there. It's beyond just the music. It's the people that you meet. It's the connections you make. It's a really fun time. Like, people need to get out, so that's,
Well, thanks guys. Appreciate you having us.
yeah, thanks a lot. This was a lot of fun.
Thanks for coming on.
A lot of fun.
I'm gonna just play us out with Undone.
Sweet.
Nope.
Everything you waste on me, and all the things that I tell me, and all the things inside my head, all the things inside my head, all the things that drag me down, all the things that pull me down, heavy as the cross on me.